Hello collectors, welcome to the latest episode of the unboxing experience. I'm Joe Prodzik, and today I am unboxing the latest statue from Prime 1 Studio. This is the Arkham Knight. Now if you haven't already, make sure you check out my Batman unboxing and review videos that I posted a couple of weeks ago. This is the second statue from Prime 1's Arkham Knight line, 1/3 scale statues. And this is the exclusive version that comes with the switch out head and chest plate for the red hood. So without further delay, let's get started with this unboxing. So as you can see, this box isn't too big. As with the Batman before it, the box actually came encased in some styrofoam padding for some good protection. Now the box isn't that big because it comes in two different layers. So part of the statue is in this first layer down at the bottom, and the other is in this second layer here. So let's get the rest of it opened up, and I'm going to show you a look of what's inside the box. So here's a look inside the box. I usually take a picture at this point, so when I'm ever unboxing or reboxing the statue, I know where everything goes. Even though I have no plans to sell it, doesn't necessarily mean I don't have plans to move it to a new house or some other location. So as you can see, there is a little bit of a difference here in the packaging. We have this little, what looks like silk, but it's not silk, little cloth fabric covering the body of the Arkham Knight himself. So there's the body inside the box, and you can see here it comes with a set of batteries for that light up head. So overall everything looks okay. Nothing looks broken or out of place. I didn't have any rattling parts when taking the box apart. So now next step, we're going to take all these pieces out and put this bad boy together. Check out all his different poses. as you can see, I've taken him out of the plastic. Give my base. I always have a makeup brush on me so I can dust him off after I unbox him. Looks like there's another metal batarang included with this edition as well. Here's the body. And here is all the pieces. Now, the red hood also did come encased in a cloth protection. And all the pieces had not only the standard wrapping, but it also had an additional layer of wrapping to, looks like, to protect against paint smudges. So far everything looks good. I did look at the weapons, and they are not bent like my grapple gun was on the Batman, which I did easily fix, but everything looks to be in good condition and present. See both head sculpts there, all the different weapon options, a couple different arm options. And you could see the chest pieces there. So that's what he looks like in his pieces. Now let's put this guy together. So like a Batman before it, the Arkham Knight comes with some instructions on the order to put him together. And on the back you also have the exclusive version on how to put him together as well. So this exclusive version also came with what looks like a metal batarang. Like a Batman, I don't think it's supposed to go in his hand, but might put that on the base as a different display option. So step one is to get this guy on the base, right? So my first initial impressions is the paint is similar to Batman's, but it seems to be a touch better quality than Batman's. It is a little bit muted, but it definitely doesn't seem as heavy-handed as I thought Batman was. Now I'm looking at these metallic pieces here, and the paint doesn't look as thick as what Batman did. So far, the Arkham Knight looks to be a little bit of an improvement over the Batman statue, which is a good sign for things to come. Right now we've got, like Batman before him, he's got these two little gargoyles. These look like eagles here to snap into place on the base. They do have strong magnets there, so it does snap in. Seems like exactly where it's supposed to go. Now we're going to start with the regular head, so we're going to put these regular chest pieces on. Seems like the magnet could be a little bit stronger with these chest plates here. You know what? I think maybe I'm putting them upside down. That's why they're not so strong. So once you put them right side up, the magnets are plenty fine, and they snap right into place. Now I'm kind of approaching this from an angle I wouldn't normally put a statue together in. So now he's got one arm attached, and he does come with two more arms for the different poses. So it looks like we're going to start with the pistols here. So good pull on the magnets. So far, just checking out the paint. Yeah, I would say it's a similar style, but I would definitely say it's a little bit of an improvement over Batman. I'm looking for stray lines here, where the like suit meets the armor parts, and they are looking very clean. Okay, now he does have a couple of shoulder pads just like Batman. I'm glad this one doesn't really have a cape though, as that Batman cape was kind of a pain in the butt. So now we have the Arkham Knight head, which does have a light up feature. So as you can see, a couple of small batteries. I don't know if you could see that from that distance, but a couple of small batteries go right in the head there. And then it comes with a magnetic piece that snaps into place as a cover for the head. And that's a very strong magnet. Then it has a little button here on the back that when you press it, the eyes light up there. So a little button on the back lights up that Arkham Knight head. So there we go. Now let's give this guy some pistols. So there we go with the pistols. Now he does have a grenade launcher and some bags. So looks like I have one opening over here. And I think that's the only other opening. I have one here and one over here. Looks like the smoke canisters snap right on the leg there. And then we have another looking pouch here that slips on right to the side. So there is the Arkham Knight with his pistols. He does have a couple of switch out hands. So if you want to have him with just one pistol, you can put a fist in there. He comes with both a left and a right hand. So you can even, looks like, go without any pistols. So you could do one pistol, two pistols, or you can also put him with his sniper rifle. So let's get that sniper rifle going. Now, some people were complaining or commenting about the weight of the statue. Now, I think he feels, his weight feels similar to Batman's. I haven't weighed him on a scale yet, but it feels similar. It doesn't feel hollow, but the weight feels similar to Batman's. It does feel like it has a good weight. So there's the Arkham Knight with his sniper rifle, which does make this piece a little bit on the taller side. I think it's about supposed to be about 37 inches with the sniper rifle on. So I have 40 inches of space behind me where he's going to go. So I think he'll be okay. But, you know, these 1/3 scale statues are pretty big. So I'm missing a hand here. So I could go with the pistol. I could go with a fist. And then he does have another option for an empty hand. It's kind of like a little grip. Now, this Batarang for sure isn't going to sit in that. So that's something that I'll just throw on the base there. So now we have the exclusive version of this is the red hood. So he has a switch out head and 2 switch out chest plates. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we got the red hood, which does not have batteries inside. the chest plates. Yeah, that magnet pull is actually pretty good. I just had them upside down to begin with. So upside down again. Go. Yeah, so there is the exclusive red hood options. Now the only thing about that that red hood is now it doesn't match the arms. The legs are still in blue. You know, those don't switch out. But it is a nice addition to the statue. You'd rather have the exclusive than non-exclusive. You can display this a lot of different ways, and that's really what I like about this statue. The only thing that I think it's missing is a maskless portrait. I was hoping Prime 1 might come out with a bust set like they are for the Batman statue. Because, you know, the Robin has a maskless portrait. I don't think the Nightwing has a maskless portrait, but it has a lot of different portraits for that one, a couple different ones as well. So that's the only thing I would like to see with this. You know, looking at these, the paint on these heads though is like, it's super good. It's really, really good. I think the paint is, like I said, a step above Batman. I think it's really good. And looking at the paint here on the uniform, you know, they have spots where there's like little camouflage, and that's done really well. The paint is really clean. It is still a muted paint scheme on the rest of the uniform. The armor is a bit glossy. But so far, I think this is a little bit of a notch above Batman. And I'm looking at some of the details on the back where sort of like the screws and stuff are around the edges of the shoulders here where it's supposed to be metal. On Batman, I thought that was a little thick. But on the Red Hood, I think it looks really good. And then, you know, this paint up here around the head is also really good. Yeah, not seeing any signs of sloppiness, any signs of messiness. So far, stoked with this statue. I'm going to throw him up here next to Batman for now. I think they're going to look really, really good together. And I'm going to throw them up there and show you how they look together. But before I do that, I'm going to bring in Quang Tran, who's been here with me through the unboxing. The reason I'm going to do that is because this is my statue. I'm excited about it. I'm happy about it. And because of that, I may not be as objective about it. So I'm going to bring Quang in so he can tell us his opinion, objective opinion about this statue. So I'll be right back with Quang. So Quang Tran is here with me, and I brought him on here to give an objective opinion of this piece. Quang, you got Batman behind you. You got the Arkham Knight in front of you. Tell us what you think.
First off, the huge thing when looking at this, when he was putting it together, Joe was putting it together, was when playing the game, you kind of see the blue stands out a lot more when it comes to the Arkham Knight. So the huge thing is that I felt like the paint is definitely a lot better, an improvement than what Batman is, just like Joe was saying. You know, I like definitely the huge camouflage feel, and you know that's what it's supposed to be for. But I felt like the blue could just be a little bit more glossier, especially when you're seeing the paint on the head compared to the blue parts of his body. It's different. I feel like it can be a little bit. It doesn't pop out as I wanted it to, especially when you're playing the game. You see that blue pops out, which is a huge part for me. What me and Joe was kind of tinkering about earlier before I walked in was the chest piece. for me, I felt like there's a little bit something off to it. It seems like when Joe was putting it together that the magnets were really well together. But I know it's might not be supposed to be perfect, but I felt like there's something wrong with the middle part. That could just be because I'm super anal about it. I definitely like the belt a lot more on the Arkham Knight than when it comes to Batman, because you don't see a yellow pouch very often when you go into a store or like somebody wearing it. So I felt like the Arkham Knight, the pouch looked a lot more realistic, because you can actually, if you wanted to like cosplay him, like you can actually see something like that. Compared to if somebody was cosplaying Batman, you would kind of have to paint it or spray paint it, you know? So I felt that was a little bit different.
Batman has yellow pouches.
Yeah, I know that.
He's supposed to have yellow pouches.
I know, but okay. I just feel like this was a little bit more, a lot better, because it just looked basically better to me. It looked more realistic.
Well, I think that's more critique of a character design rather than the statue itself, right?
Yes, and then I liked the pistols a lot better than the sniper rifle, because I don't remember him actually having a sniper rifle. I think it's like one scene where I saw him with the sniper rifle, which was like you beating him up as the Red Hood, I think.
Yeah.
I think that was a huge thing. Another part was, I honestly think this piece is a lot better than Batman. That could just be me. But the huge thing that when Joe was putting on the exclusive was the chest piece and the head. So when you're going to the chest piece, you can see that it's a little bit dirtier. He feels like he just got beaten up a little bit by Batman, because that's what the scene was. But I would have liked a piece where it was completely clean itself, just like the blue is right now. Because if you're gonna have the chest piece be dirty, you might as well have the head for the Red Hood be dirty as well, because it's completely clean, which I felt wasn't supposed to be like that. I just felt like he got beat up on his chest, but not his face. It just didn't fit very well.
Yeah, so he does make a good point about the Red Hood, because the portrait is completely clean, whereas the chest piece has that weathered effect, like he's been in a fight. And so you can see he doesn't have, like the Arkham Knight has a lot of weathering on it. Batman's been in battle. He's been fighting crime in Gotham. And, you know, the body of the Arkham Knight doesn't really have too much of that, and especially the chest piece. The head has it sort of around the ears a little bit, but it has it on the red chest pieces a lot more. And then the Red Hood is clean.
Yeah.
It's not battle scarred. So that's, you know, what I was thinking, you know, could use some extra portraits, because I said the same thing about Batman. His face sculpt is really good, but it's too clean for the rest of the statue.
Yeah.
And Prime 1 is giving us some more damaged portraits, both a maskless and a masked portrait, to kind of fit in with the flow of the statue a little bit more. But, you know, I think I do like the pistols a lot more than I like the sniper rifle, too. My daughter says she likes the sniper rifle better because he looks OP with it, right?
Yeah. I feel like for the sniper rifle, it has to be... It's probably just because I like the game a lot, but if you were supposed to do the sniper rifle, it would have to be the Red Hood. You can't have... I feel like it just doesn't fit well, especially if you played the game before. You don't see the Arkham Knight have a sniper rifle. You kind of see Red Hood as... That could just be me, but I feel like it fits a lot better if you change out the head, put Red Hood's head on there, and then have a sniper rifle there. That I feel like makes a lot more sense.
Well, I think maybe, you know, I don't know if you see Arkham Knight with the sniper rifle in the game, but you know, that's one section of time for the Arkham Knight. If he's using a sniper rifle as a Red Hood, I'm sure he used it as the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't see it in the game, but maybe you see it in the Arkham Knight prequel comic books that are out there. So it's not too much of a stretch to picture him with the sniper rifle. But if you want to be true to what was in the game, then you would put the Red Hood on with the sniper rifle.
Exactly. And then my last point would be the head of the blue Arkham Knight is really good, but I felt like it could have been better, especially with Joe showing everybody that there's a switch in the back of the head. I felt when you were seeing, especially when you died in Batman on the during Arkham Knight scenes, you had that flow which I really liked a lot. I don't know if you remembered it, because like it went through like, I don't know how it went exactly, but it went through from the top of the head down to the bottom. That just looked.
So you want the whole head to light up?
Yeah, but it's just like a streak or something. I feel like it probably maybe it was really hard to do so, but I think that would have been a really, really nice touch to it. Other than that, I feel like it's a really good piece. Not a huge fan of the owls, but the owls are just there anyways.
Well, those are eagles.
Yeah, eagles. Sorry. Base looks like almost exactly the same as Batman, but it's still really good.
Yeah, the bases definitely go together, and regarding the light up feature, that's something we were talking about on last week's episode of Statue Talk. How often are you going to light this statue up?
Sure.
He's going to be lit up now, and then when I put him next to Batman, I'm going to take those batteries out, right? Because you don't want batteries sitting inside and decaying in there, for any length of period of time. So, I think it would have been awesome to have more of a light up in the head, but, like we talked about, how often do you really light a statue up? But, you do like to see it. I do like the way they did the light up feature. I do like the eyes. It looks really cool, really killer. Overall, I am super happy with the Arkham Knight statue. I'll be doing a
I feel like that this part right here is too out compared to this. I feel like this one fits perfectly, but this one is like a little disproportionate just because he's putting his arm out, but that could just be me. Because it's really nice that you can move it around to exactly where you want it to, but I feel like this one, it's a little, like it could fit better, but that's just me. But overall, I think it's a really great piece.
Like I said, I'm super happy with it. I think it is a great sign of things to come from Prime 1. I'm definitely looking forward to getting some more statues from them. They've been showing off a lot of statues at San Diego Comic-Con. They have a Frank Miller Batman, which looks killer. So I think the next Prime 1 statue for me is going to be Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the year.
Preview of that.
Yeah, I have Robin on pre-order as well. I'm going to put Nightwing on pre-order and probably Scarecrow too. And I think those are going to be the statues I'm going to get from the Arkham Knight line from Prime 1 at least. Who knows about Frank Miller Batman, Jim Lee Batman, all those different Batmans. So, we'll be doing a full review of this Arkham Knight statue here on the channel. It'll be posted in a couple weeks. I like to live with my statues for a little bit because after a couple weeks you start to notice some flaws or some things you might like, some things you might not like after you've lived with the statue, and try to get that new statue excitement, give it some distance between that new statue excitement and my review. So make sure you subscribe to the channel to check out that video review when it goes live on the channel. Make sure you check out episodes of Statue Talk every other Sunday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's Kwong and I sitting around talking about statues, previews, pre-orders. We update you on our collection and all that good stuff. So I'm going to take some close-up video of the Arkham Knight, and I'm going to show you what he looks like next to Batman here. So stay tuned for a little bit better pictures of this Arkham Knight statue.